places in the world can match the Whitsunday region for sheer enchanting beauty. Between the rainforest hills of the Whitsunday coast and the coral ribbon of the Great Barrier Reef lies an expanse of brilliant blue sea, studded with tropical islands. Here are sheltered deep water bays, deserted sandy beaches, translucent waters protected by the colourful coral reefs. Here is a rare paradise, so close to home that it has almost been overlooked. Yachtsmen have long recognised the perfection of the Whitsunday passage for cruising. Its safe anchorages were first discovered and praised by Captain Cook back on Whitsunday morn in 1770. On half a dozen or so of the 74 islands, there has been careful resort development, inspired by the sun, the sea and the freedom of the Whitsunday spirit. There is a range of different things to see and do in the Whitsundays. Cruises to the Great Barrier Reef, reef flights by plane or helicopter, inter-island cruises or scuba diving. Every day from Airlie Beach and Bute Harbour, cruise boats, sailing yachts and motor cruises leave on trips to Whitsunday Island Resort, uninhabited beaches or the awe-inspiring Great Barrier Reef. But the enjoyment of the Whitsundays is not all at sea. The Conway National Park with its towering rainforest and Cedar Creek Falls are regular tourist destinations. Obviously, the Whitsundays have not always been as well equipped to cater for the international tourist. Our production, Tourism in Progress, endeavours to look at the progress of the tourism industry in our region and the benefits and problems that go along with it. The rapid forward movement of the tourist industry in the Whitsundays is still, as it always will be, relying on three main essential services: food, electricity, and of course water. Host electricity provided by the Colesville Power Station and transferred by the recently installed 66 kilovolt line to Cannonbale substation. The islands have up until now relied on having to generate their own power supply. However, this is expensive and a source of unwanted air and noise pollution. The Macquarie Electricity Board, in conjunction with the Shire Council and Island Resorts, has recently agreed to put in an undersea electricity cable which would solve many problems and provide for future expansion. The board, which met at Wanderers Resort last Wednesday, officially finalised a new construction route of 66,000 volt line to supply Hamilton Island Resort. The greatest change to the initial route, which created so much flack in April, is 3 kilometres of underground line through Airlie's commercial centre. The underground power lines will be a facelift, which Shire engineer Don Bullock believes is the first step to creating an international standard tourist resort. Good inexpensive food is a must at a holiday destination. The large island resorts rely on bulk orders from wholesalers being shipped in regularly. In contrast, the small operator or budget-conscious tourist must rely on what's available. The mainland is served by a large number of restaurants, cafes and fast food establishments. The Proserpine Dam is built at the Proserpine River at an approximate distance of 57 kilometres from the river mouth. The structure will consist of a zoned earth and rock-filled dam which will have a crest height about 51 metres above its lowest foundation level. At its full supply level, the storage capacity will be 500,000 megalitres and it will inundate 4,350 hectares of land. About half of the estimated 57,000 megalitre annual yield of the project will be available for irrigation by private diversion from the Proserpine River. Most of the remainder will be available to supplement the urban water supply needs of Bowen, Proserpine and the adjoining beach areas. Work is currently underway establishing the construction village and upgrading the access roads to the site. Construction of the dam's outlet conduit and diversion works is scheduled to begin in 1987, with work on the main embankment commencing in early 1988. The dam should be completed, ready to store water, by the end of 1989. The estimated cost of the scheme to be met by the state government is $40 million. It is already apparent that the island's ever-increasing guest capability has ensured them a need to collect water from the mainland. This has placed a strain on the town's water supply, with both coastal and hinterland residents complaining on almost perpetual water restrictions. The Proserpine Dam is foreseen as being able to solve most of these problems, and its vast water resources will be a key factor in allowing more large-scale developments such as the proposed complexes at Goodwark and Boathaven to go ahead. As can be seen, the needs of the Whitsundays with respect to food, water and electricity are well served and should remain so well into the future.
I just got a young gate, so just got to have enough time. Development in the Whitsundays is advancing in leaps and bounds. The area's ever-increasing popularity with holidaymakers, honeymooners and overseas tourists has provided the incentive for developers to construct new attractions and massive accommodation complexes. It is hoped that these developments will put the Whitsundays on an international level. Boathaven Bay is a proposed site for a multi-million-dollar resort. The complex will transform the present unsightly mudflats of Airlie Beach into an 800-berth marina. The resort will consist of 5 and 3-star hotels, condominiums, cruising yacht club, retail outlets and sporting facilities. Qintex chairman Mr. Christopher Skase pointed out the importance of tourism when committing his company to spending more than $224 million. The complex is expected to take 10 years to complete.
Here at the Whitsundays, we started this morning on that we have the ability here to create the #1 resort destination in the entire Whitsunday region of our trilogy, and like Linus and Jeff Muntz, we very firmly believe that the future, not just for this region but indeed for all of Australia, is very much the tourist industry. If you look at the United States of America, in calendar 1986, for the first time, the tourist and leisure industry will be the #1 growth industry in that country. Witnessing at the moment, it's a modest first stage of just over $250,000 in exploratory drilling. The moment that's finished, which will be early next year, the final details, the final architectural concept and details of the resort will be locked in, and work on the resort proper is due to start in the latter part of next year and be open in time, at least in part, for Australia's bicentenary.
Another much smaller marina is planned at Shute Harbour. The company building the marina is chaired by Mr. Bernie Catcher. The marina complex will have 392 berths and numerous facilities. Mr. Muntz commented that the complex would be yet another draw card to one of Australia's most rapidly developing tourist regions. The development of the Whitsunday tourist industry is largely affected and guided by the Proserpine Shire Council. To obtain an insight into the attitudes and ideals of the council, we interviewed one of the councillors who represent the coastal division, Mr. Tony Moscato. High in development.
I don't think it has started. I think you just see the beginning of it. What we have here is a little fishing village, which has a couple of large accommodation houses, a dozen very small accommodation houses, and you will see that large resorts will start most probably by next year, and we'll peak to about 6. So I don't think it started yet.
Do you think the development will continue for years?
I think it will. Well, following what I've just said before on the previous question, if you can imagine one large resort, like an international hotel, employing, say, 200 people, catering for, say, 150 families, but from then on you can imagine that as soon as you get one of those, it keeps jets coming in, it keeps the building industry going, because not only they build the hotels to start with, but then they go and build the houses for the staff and all the service supplies and so forth. And you find that one lead to another, and eventually you get 6 of them.
Okay. Do you think there's a chance of the Whitsundays becoming overdeveloped, such as the Gold Coast?
No, we will never be a Gold Coast. For one thing, the population reservoir is very far away from us. I mean, Mackay and Townsville are very small cities. In real terms, they cannot provide the amount of weekenders, which is the backbone of Surfers Paradise. When Surfers started, it had the Brisbane market, and then it developed into a holiday little resort place for Melbourne people and Sydney and so forth. And I don't see that happening. It will be just a resort destination.
Do you think the Whitsundays should form their own council, become a separate shire or something?
It is inevitable that it will happen in time. You may see it in year 2100 or year 2050. You could see it in year 2000. It is a bit premature now. I don't think that is a thought to be encouraged, because right now I don't think the infrastructure is there for both councils to work and succeed happily. Most probably it's a small market. But if you could look at this incredible crystal ball and see the year 2200, I'm sure you'll be shocked. No one could ever imagine what can happen here in, say, the next 10, 20 years, not to mention 200 years.
Within our limited time, we have looked at only a few of the developments planned for the mainland, let alone the massive resorts on the islands. We hope to convey the image of the Whitsundays as being alive and moving forward. The town has problems, both many and varied, but as you can see, the town also has a bright and prosperous future. We have enjoyed bringing this production to you, and we hope you have enjoyed viewing it.